Welcome to Sappho Music Monday. I'm your host, Keitaro Harada. This episode is made possible by Charles C. Taylor and Samir Nikochevich Charitable Foundation.
Hi, I'm Maggie Seay. I play viola in the Savannah Philharmonic, and I am coming here to you from right outside Washington, D.C. in Maryland. So
Fantastic.
that's where
Thank
I
you.
am.
Thank you for joining us. And how long have you been playing with the Sappho?
So I started playing with the Philharmonic at the end of the first season. So I think I wrote this down because I thought this might be asked. So I think that was April of 2010. And I played for a couple of years and then I took a little break while things were happening up here where I live, and I was traveling with some other organizations. And then I came back and let's see, 2014-15 season. So, and I've been playing ever since. And I love Savannah. Love, love, love.
So coming from Washington, when you're in Savannah, do you often stay with a host or do you stay at a hotel?
Yes, the Savannah has great relationships with their patrons, and a lot of them are willing to house musicians. And I have stayed with the same host, Liz Bartlett, for many years, and she's really like part of my family. And I've met a lot of her family as well, so it's very it's almost like a little reunion every time I come down, and it's a really wonderful connection that the patrons and donors can have with the musicians. So I'm very appreciative.
How are you spending your time during the quarantine days?
Well, it's been a little difficult because musicians were so used to structure. I have a bunch of stuff that I'm practicing music for the next week, for different orchestras that I play with. So I'm constantly working on something, and I have kind of allowed myself to take a little break
Hmm.
and do things that I don't do as often, like bake. I took out my gigantic KitchenAid mixer and been making a lot of cookies. So I'm gonna have to double up my exercise time to work those off. But and reading magazines and like spending time just with my husband and my pets, and happy hour every day with some colleagues, from different, parts of my life, so I can connect with them, and of course, family. So that's been a lot of fun, actually. So yeah,
What pets do you have?
I have two dogs and a cat who thinks he's a dog. So one one is the cat's name is Baxter, and
Hmm.
he's like a little orange buff cat. And the one of my dogs' name is Jasper. He is a hound mix, a Doberman hound mix. And I have a larger dog, Lucille. So she's taller. She's a German short-haired pointer, brown lab mix. So very cute. They are loving this time that they have humans around and they don't have to be anxious about us leaving. And so it's been really good for them, but we'll see how it plays out toward the end when we have to go back to being outside of our house. So
Hmm. Any particular concert you're looking forward to next season?
I am looking forward to the opening concert. I love when orchestras feature their own musicians,
Mm.
local, and it's a good way for the audience to kind of see what we work on outside of the, regular season. So
Hmm.
our concertmaster Sinisha's playing Sibelius, and Robin, I think, is doing a commission, and
Kristen's playing the clarinet concerto in the mid-season. So yeah.
oh, wonderful. Yeah, yeah. So it's like, that's so great because now people can see her on stage in the clarinet section, and then all of a sudden she's in front of the orchestra. So yeah, great. And Shostakovich 5 is just one of my favorite pieces. And that's the first Shostakovich that I heard as a child.
Mm.
So it was really different, and I was intrigued by the haunting melodies, and then very militaristic kind of writing, and it's very very interesting. So, and I've played that from high school through my professional career. And so I love that piece.
And it has such a beautiful viola writing and a really high melody in the middle
Yes.
section,
Yes.
like really high.
Yeah.
What does it feel like to be playing viola in an orchestra?
It's awesome. You're kind of in the middle of the string family. So the violin, if this were the actual size of a violin, the
Hmm.
viola is slightly bigger, and then the cello and the bass is the biggest one. So we're kind of in the middle, and it's we get to play with everyone. So sometimes we'll have like a melody with the violins, the first violins or the second violins, and then we'll have a beautiful melody with the cello section, or cello and bass, and or with the clarinet sometimes, or English horn, or it's really cool. I think it's very underrated, playing viola, but I really enjoy it because it gives you a little variety with each section. So you're not just playing the melody all the time, you're playing these beautiful harmonies, and yeah, I enjoy it. So
Tell me why you love being part of the Savannah Philharmonic.
I love the sense of community and like family. It's like going to visit your relatives. It's a whole other family without all the drama. So you go down, you connect with your colleagues who are coming from everywhere, and someone always knows someone else in your life. So it's a very uh, small community in a way, but very large. So it's nice to just have a different break from, playing up here, going down there. And it's so beautiful. I just love Savannah. And I frequently, when I'm down there, I love to go walking because it's the Spanish moss, the oaks, the azaleas in the springtime. The pollen I'm not so happy about, but
Hmm.
that's it's worth it. But yeah, it's just great. I really love Savannah.
Wonderful to hear that. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, let's see. You've asked me a couple of questions. So, do you have any pets, Kay?
I have a dog. It's a Pomeranian, white Pomeranian, super cute.
Oh, cute. Yeah.
Yes.
And like,
Uh,
what do you do in Savannah when you're there? Do you have any off time?
Mostly no. I'm 24/7 doing something for the Philharmonic,
Hmm.
which I absolutely love. And this is, you know, still my first year, so I'm enjoying getting to know the community, the different restaurants for sure,
Yeah.
and especially the patrons. When I'm walking on the street, a lot of people will come up to me and tell me that they have come to a concert, they enjoy coming to the picnic in the park, and I feel that it is very much my responsibility that I provide them with wonderful programs to bring to this community. So I just embrace every moment that I'm in Savannah, and it's work, but it's mostly fun than
Yeah.
work. It's my life.
Yeah.
It's my new home.
Awesome.
Um, Final question for you: is there anyone that you would like to give a shout out to?
Yes, I do. Of course, my host, who I stay with every time, she's been supporting the orchestra for such a long time, Liz Bartlett, and her whole family have been so generous with me. And also, this past season, I am sponsored. I have a chair sponsor, Pierce Jemison, who is very a young supporter of the orchestra, and of course his father, Lion Jemison. And it's a really great opportunity, and I I think they are so passionate about the orchestra, and they take the time to connect with
Hmm.
musicians, and Lion's on the board, and it's just
Hmm.
very, very touching that they hold this organization in such high regard. So I'm very grateful for that. So.
What wonderful! Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Kay. Take care.
Thank you for watching the interview. Please enjoy the first movement of the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto performed by William Hagen and guest conductor Samir Patel from the November 16, 2019 performance at the Lucas Theatre for the Arts.